All right, so I'm real excited for this one. So this is a leader that I really been trying to figure out because I'm like, nah. If Whitebeard worked, this one should definitely work. Man, oh man, growing pains and trials and tribulations. But it kind of sucks because I like our purple Luffy deck so far, and I like what we doing with this deck so far. But you know, next set, these decks just automatically become competitors. At least purple does, guaranteed, just becomes a competitor. So it does suck. We're a small channel, so even with if we manage to come out with something pretty cool that the Western meta can use for the now, nobody's gonna know. Man, that's why we gotta keep growing. We gotta keep growing. So subscribe, help us get up there. But I say all that because this deck, more so in particular, I felt like we did a really good job with this one. I felt like we did a really good job with this one. You know, we got more matches in the bank, of course. But I'm kind of happy how this turned out. It was like to give you my thought process. It was real comparing it to Whitebeard. And I'm like, if Whitebeard can succeed, why can't this succeed? You can sit there and you can say, well, it's because it's a 3-life leader, but it's a little bit more than that. I felt like I figured it out, right? So I always wanted to play Guilt of Sorrow in this deck, no matter what. To be honest, I think Guilt of Sorrow truly helps what this deck has issues with. And all purple decks, like I've been saying religiously, they want to be able to ramp their way to victory, to quickly get to 10 and start the shenanigans. So here's a tip. When you're at like your 10 Dawn state, 2 Dawn we already know is free to eat. Purple decks, since they generally play some form of ramp, 3 Dawn is free to eat. And 4 is a little complicated, but it's possible, right? Without really compromising your board or your Dawn count. So like purple Luffy, if I have Guilt of Sorrow in play, I can attack, eat 2, ramp 1, and then eat another 2. And then just ramp and then be able to use my leader ability to get back at 10. So yeah, it's little shenanigans like that. And what do you call it? So anyway, let me explain Guilt of Sorrow. But hopefully I explained the Dawn well enough. Always ask questions in the comments. Yeah, is 10 Dawn state, get there quickly so you can just do whatever you want freely and comfortably. What do you call it? Guilt of Sorrow helps give Luffy the Whitebeard power. And essentially what that means is, the core difference is Whitebeard's a 6-life leader, Luffy's a 3-life leader. Whitebeard draws on his life, Luffy, it stays in play. And it's like, well, I'm gaining all my resources to play. You start the game at a disadvantage resource-wise. You start at that disadvantage. So that's a big deal. So that means technically when Luffy's playing, he's at the biggest resource disadvantage compared to most leaders in the game. I mean, at the moment, you can look at Vegapunk, but, Vegapunk got the luxury of constantly adding life, and those life have triggers. So, he's not doing too bad in that regard. But yeah, Luffy is really behind on resources compared to everybody else. So Guilt of Sorrow synthetically fixes that. Drawing 2 cards is, let's say, an equivalent of having 1 extra life. I'll say it like that. I'm not going to say it's like having 2 life, because life cards is a form of defense before they go to your hand. So Guilt of Sorrow just helps synthetically fixes that for Luffy. It's like, okay, here's 2 resources, and if we can get more swings, then boom, here's another resources, here's 2 more resources. At this point, we got full Whitebeard energy. We got enough cards in hand to really actually protect ourselves. And another complicated thing was, most Luffy players, they protect themselves immediately. But if you're comfortable enough and safe enough and your deck is structured, in a certain way, you can afford to take the life. Because playing this game, I realized these developers, they want you to take life early. Like the game don't be starting until your life is low. It's kind of nuts. But that's when you have everything you need to really do what you got to do your shenanigans. So with Luffy already being the leader that kind of plays a lot of bricks, no counters, you don't want to overprotect. You want to get yourself, you just want to be able to get yourself to the turn where it's safer to I wonder if this person's confused right now. They probably don't understand what's going on. Maybe. Either that or they're trying to see if they can bait us into discarding cards. And we can 2K that, get max value out the 2K if we want. But what you call it? Yeah, so you can, okay, so we chose to take. I want to say maybe we wanted to take that to see if we get a dead card to use as cost. Because it always hurts using a useful card as cost. Right now, this is a tough selection for a Big Mom use or for a bad kick manners or whatever you call it, kick course, whatever, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so yeah, your 2 life should essentially just help you get to, let's say, the 7 Don count or the 8 Don count. You just want to, so you probably just want to defend relatively one time, take the other 2, and then you know, your shenanigans start. And we also play the mortar card, same context as Guilt of Sorrow, by the way. Is because it lets you draw, and Luffy being a chunky leader, right? The 2K pump is most likely going to help you counter out of an attack, and then you draw a card, which is like more resource to play to help you stay in the game. And then of course, if you have Kid in play, then you know, that's even better. You get even more value. But anyway, 9-drop Big Mom, one of the best cards to purple in general, in my personal opinion. A great boss card for a lot of purple decks. Just helps Luffy out. I mean, I'm a 3-life leader, so in theory, Big Mom is good to look at as a cycle card. You can cycle things out. You know, it just takes a little longer for it to get to your hand. But hey, once again, life is defense, so that's great. But yeah, what once is a 3-life leader now in theory becomes a 4-life leader because you played the card that gave you life, so on and so forth, right? So I learned that, I ain't gonna lie, I learned that from the Small Hat crew. He was talking about Blurple Croc and looked at the 8-drop as a way of turning Blurple from a 4-life leader into a 5-life leader. And I was like, that's actually an interesting way to think about it. But yeah, so this system that we're running, which tries to get us to the 10 Don state quickly and tries to maintain our resources, or just more so help push our resource count up. Because, you know, you can also look at Big Mom like that to help get your resource count up. We gain the life, and the life is a resource. That's the system that we're working with, and it so far has been doing good for us, and we're real happy with our results. That's a lot of attacks towards Kid, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is just eating up our hand. This is crazy. And I wouldn't be surprised if our opponent is in a bit of a disbelief. Because it's like, what Luffy deck even has that many counters to begin with? Alright, looks like we're going to go for game here. And it's funny because, I mean, granted, he didn't play anything to do any board removal. I don't know. I was doing so much talking about the deck. I'm not too sure if he did play anything in that regard. Forgive me for that, but I hope I was able to articulate the deck well enough. But yeah, I love when you can just turn small drops into a weapon. It's like they sit there. You think they're a dud, and next thing you know, you got to counter out. It's like, wait, what? It's crazy. So maybe it's safer to attack with the Luffy first, and then since we still can use our leader ability to ramp, we can give Big Mom. Okay, so we're gonna attack with Big Mom first. Okay, cool. Yeah. They probably can't counter out of it unless they have 2 2Ks and a 1K. Okay, I was like, thank you for ramping first. Okay, they had the counter power, but not the counter power that they needed. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if this is a rematch or a completely different person, but it's Kalgara. Okay, I kind of like our opening hand. So yeah. So just to get back into it a little bit more. Yeah, so with Whitebeard being so successful at being a 6K leader, and basically because of that defense, that 6K made such a difference, I was like, Luffy has to have some formula. Luffy has to have some type of formula that can really get him there. This doesn't make sense. And then you can play Ninebeard, and you can actually ramp your way to get him there, to get to that quickly. But it was just a weird place that this Luffy was at. And then board removal was just annoying in general. Forgive me. I guess I always got to bring it up from, because it does matter. I played against, I don't know if I've ever said this. I feel like I said this story already, but yeah, I played my friend, and he with this leader with the deck, and it's like I hit a whole big drop curve, and he literally took every card off the board with Rob Lucci. And I was like, this is not even fun. You did not allow me to play. Like, this is crazy. The best thing I got to do was swing with my leader. Woo! But yeah. So it's just like, nah. This leader should have a bit more of an impact, in my opinion. Rushing to Ninebeard, man. So look, we just got to move a whole turn up. That was great. We got to just move up a whole turn, and then next turn we can drop Ninebeard and get to our 10 Dawn state, so we can have a little Dawn active. Zoro is there simply for the ramp and the defense, because after you swing, they have to take him off the board. They cannot leave that man on the board. We don't need Bon Clay anymore, so we can. Oh, we chose to take. All right, let's see if our mortar card is going to just see some play. I'm excited. Technically, it can see some play now. Yay. One of the most, I ain't gonna lie to you, the card is like trash, but this is probably the best leader to take advantage of that mortar card. Make sure you ramp. Please ramp. Don't forget to ramp. Okay, swing for 8. You know what's funny? Yeah, Kalgara puts himself on the rope, so you got to counter out of this one, buddy. Yeah, you had to. Are we ramping? I just hope we don't forget. That's all I'm asking. Okay, cool. And now this card shall be seen. I'm just excited. Like, nobody plays this, right? But Luffy has to be the best leader to take advantage of that card. Because he's 6K by default, right? So he pumps himself to 8. And then after this, because now when you're this high, most people already swing for as is. So when you're this high, right, 8K leader, you're most likely going to swing for 8. Or you're going to put a little bit Dawn to try to get us to really spend something. Oh, okay, that's a little smart. If we had a 2K, I would respect the 2K, because then it's like, well, you're gonna have to waste another attack on this guy, but we didn't. But anyway, it's like, yeah. So if you even think, hey, I'm gonna try to just push a little bit more cards out of his hand, it's like, woo, nope. We got a nice, interesting value point, because when you're like a juiced up leader, a lot of times your 1Ks, oh, he misplayed. Yeah, you got to pay attention. Your 1Ks is what gives you the most value. You see, like that, because a lot of people try to swing for as is on you. So that's yeah, that holds a lot of water right there. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna swing for as is. Too bad we don't have Kid. Kid would have been a fantastic addition right now. Let's see if we can fish. Ooh, that's a tough decision. Because obviously, Gil Tesoros can help us get other stuff. But I can't blame you if you want to chuck him. Oh, you're looking to play him. I see. Ah, there it goes. It had to be done. I probably would have been reckless and got rid of something else. I'm like, you know what? I should be okay. Nah, look at that board. That board is low-key threatening. I would not be surprised. Swing on the little guy first. Okay. There's so much cards in hand. That should be a 2K. You got so many cards in hand. I can't see you not having it. Yep, there it goes. Oh, that's funny. We're gonna put 2 on Whitebeard and then just get the free KO on the little guy. Is that how we doing it? Whitebeard alone can can definitely take 2 off the board if that's how you're thinking. I respect it because we don't, everything in our hand we don't need to summon. It's not really worth summoning. Are we? Hey, the great debate. Whoa. Okay. I didn't expect that one. Okay, we're probably going to try to leave Dawn up so we can have our cards active. Okay, I get it. And then Bon Clay, still an attacker. They still got their 8k power Kalgara, so we can swing well with Bon Clay. I just want to see the mortar get played. That's all I care about right now. Such great value. Right now, great value. Great value. It's just when are we coming? Oh, we're gonna take. I love this trigger. It's okay to use the trigger because that means you don't have to discard anything. Minus something by 3k. So you get the value. The only difference is, like, obviously they can put the Dawn to compensate for the reduction, but in other words, I feel like you're still getting the value out of it. You see? Now it's like you're not going to attack with that unless you really want to have to put 3 Dawn on it. Mess up your whole turn. Yeah, the trigger for that card essentially makes it a free card. And it's funny, right? Because it's already 0, but you have to discard a card, so that's why it's not free. Real strong trigger. That has a real strong trigger. So you messed his head up. Come on, please play it. No! It's right there! Oh my god. Why do you have that? Come on, man. Yeah. Okay, now you're moving it over so you can remember. Okay, so you could just play that draw and then see if you draw something interesting. Because no matter what, you're in that position where you're going to have to spend 2 cards. Unless it's Radical Beam. If you go with the Radical Beam, then you're spending 1. Ooh, we got the... That's a tough decision. It's a little tough decision. Because you would have to attack life and hope they take it, and then you'll get the value from the law. But yeah, see the mortar card. It just worked out. It technically just worked out for us. It drew us the counter. The Ultrasora would have been great to have on the board already. I ain't gonna lie to you. It really would have. If we had checked something else, it really would have been great to have on the board right now. Swing, draw 2. Yeah, I can't. So we can't see them choosing to counter out of that. Kill the little drop. They most likely would take that. Yeah, and then there you go. Play law, get 2 out that hand, and then you could just use your leader ability. Oh, you thinking about going for game? That's smart, because it's either they lose a lot of cards or very tellingly, and it don't matter. We got 2 blockers. We don't have to play that risky. We could just straight up ramp, put all the Dawn on our leader, and swing that way. See, this is a tough decision, huh? I mean, no matter what, we can essentially put them at 0. You know what? It's probably smart to attack board because they're still in danger of lethal no matter what. No matter how you look at it. Hopefully we didn't forget about our leader ability. You see, the funny part is most people will try to use their leader ability ahead of time to make sure they don't make a mistake. Okay, we're just going to put them at 0 next turn, making it impossible. See, I feel like it was safer to attack character, so that way but we got 2 blockers, a life, and we got plenty counter power. So yeah, we're probably safe no matter what. But I would have felt comfortable taking a character off the board to really, you know, solidify the win next turn. But you can't really go wrong. Like, this is like, unless they play Dark Hole or something, I can't see things working out for them. Oh, so we essentially we're baiting them for like a big swing. You could just chuck the 1k. Yeah. That's 2 attacks down. You got 3 left. I see what they're doing. Don't use your blockers yet. Yeah, don't use your blockers yet. They want the blockers so that way it's like they can really test the water with a giant swing. See? And now we could just, well, we could just play Radical Beam. It fits perfectly. And then we got 2 blockers. Maybe we should, no. Maybe we should block. No. That card is 6. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, I think we're safe no matter what. Okay. No, I was thinking, play the Radical Beam. Then we have the 2 blockers. Then if he plays that card that KOs anything to KO a blocker, you know, would that be enough? Because that's 6, 4, 9. Thank God being a 6k leader. Then yeah, thank God being a 6k. Even if that was the play he potentially had, it wasn't gonna work out. And we get to keep a 6k body on the board. Well, this is GG. There's no coming back from this. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please subscribe. Really helps the channel out. We got more of this leader. We'll probably show the deck list soon. And yeah, just share if you care, and subscribe. G. See you next time.